And coming up next, Business Report producer David Weir talked with veteran South Florida retail leasing agent Bobby Albino. Dave asked Bobby how he was managing to lease space in a rather sluggish economy.
Well, I think we're working harder. We're knocking on more doors. We're talking to more tenants, more networking, more of our fellow brokers in the industry, strategic alliances.
Do you go out and hustle with a lot of the real estate people in order to get business in?
Absolutely. We're constantly talking to our broker network, both nationally and locally. It's an important part of our business.
I got you. Well, do you offer incentives for some of these businesses to come aboard?
Sure. A lot of the businesses need help with construction. They need help with marketing.
Yeah.
We have a quick turnaround time as far as our leasing department's concerned.
Yeah, you got the build-outs. You know, that's a very big thing, is building out.
Right.
Space,
most tenants, especially the local people, need help with building out their space, and we offer that. As
a lot of drywall, right?
Absolutely.
That's the way it goes. Well, you know, how did you get involved in all this leasing and shopping centers?
Well, I was in the hospitality business for about 17 years, and I happened to have a restaurant up in Jupiter, and I was a tenant. And when I closed that, the developer said to me, "Boy, you'd be a great leasing person. Can we sit down and talk about it?" And my father had been in real estate, so I wound up getting into commercial real estate.
From a restaurateur, you ran a hotel in Vegas.
I did. 330-room hotel called the Polynesian Hotel on Tropicana Avenue, and I spent 5 years doing that, and gave me a lot of the skills that I use today.
Well, yeah, oh, absolutely. You're pretty strong when it comes to being a leasing vice president of Woolbright.
I appreciate that.
Listen, you know, you've got your pulse. Your finger on the pulse of South Florida business.
Right.
You know, what do you think is the future for us down here? It's a little rocky right now, but what's your take on it?
I think the atmosphere is pensive. Let's face it, we have an election next year. Everybody's kind of not knowing which way things are being going. But I do find that there's a lot of success stories out there. A lot of our tenants that you've spoken to.
Yeah.
And I think there's a good atmosphere there. I think that people are looking forward to the future.
Well, you know, from talking to all the people that I've talked to, we're kind of bouncing along the bottom there, but a couple of, you know, several of your tenants that I've interviewed on the show, they say business is improving.
Right. Well, I think with the downturn, what you find is the successful people want to grow. They don't want to stay stagnant. And it kind of washed out the marginal tenants or the marginal business owner, and that's not a bad thing.
Okay, yeah, that's so true. When you shake out, the shakeout thing is good at some point.
Right.
Bobby Albino, listen, I want to thank you very much for coming on board and giving your insight. Very strong credentials that you have in the leasing business. God bless you.
Nice to meet you, and thanks for having me.
All righty.
Appreciate it.
And stay with us. We'll return.